Hey everyone, I'm Scott again with mobile in 5 to 10 minutes. Today we're going to look at putting custom headers inside of our application. I get this a lot from my clients and it looks really great when it's executed well. One thing to note is, and you can look up the specs on this, is the height of our header here is always, or navigational bar is 44 pixels. So, usually I constrain these down from 225 by 44 for our 1x images that we place in here. So before we jump in, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel so that we can bring you more content. And if you have any questions, please post. I will be happy to address any questions you may have. Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. As you can see, I've created a single view application here with a single entry point. In order to create, of course, a custom title header, you're going to need, a navigational item that is here. Uh, what, what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to drop this into um, or embed this into a navigation controller. That will give us that control as well. Plus I'm going to add in another screen here too as well. And do go ahead and grab that view controller, place that there, and we'll put a button then also so that we can get to that screen. I did a control click, drag, dropped it, hit show. That will create the segue from one view to the next. Let's go ahead and just retitle that as view 2. And as you can see, this one right here, let's go ahead and give it also a title of scene 2. So it used to be that if you wanted to add in a custom image or something like that in your navigational controller up on top here, you would have to do something similar to this. And I'm going to just show the Objective-C code for doing that. You'd grab the you'd create your image or your logo that you wanted to put in there, and then with that you would grab the title view that was in there and then drop that uh, image into that title view. But with storyboards you no longer have to do that, but there are some tricks that you have to kind of work around a few things, and I'll show you that here. The first thing is and I'll just, you might say, oh, we could just drag and drop an image. Well, you can't really do that. It's not going to go into that navigation controller at all. So one thing that you can do though is we've got this navigation item here, and that's where we want to place that. Is we can go ahead and actually grab a view and we can drop that into that navigation item. Okay, so that view is kind of a placeholder for us. Let's go ahead and set some. Now my image is actually 225, and for all of these, it's of these navigational item or navigational bars, their height is always 44. And so the other thing that we need to do as well is we need to center it horizontally in the container. And as you can see there, now we have this view that is right there. Let's also, with that, set that background to a clear color. There we go. So now we've got everything coming through, the off-white background, or whatever background you set your navigation bar to. Your view is not coloring over the top of it. Now that we have a view, we can do our image into that header. So we will go ahead and grab an image view. We can go ahead and drop that in there, right? And then from here, we can say, let's set the X and Y to 0 to 225, and the height for this is actually 44. So as you can see, now our image view is there. We can go ahead and select our image. Now I already preloaded a few assets already in header, and there we go. So if we run this, you will see that our custom header will appear up on top there, which is pretty nice. If we go to view 2 though, you will see that whatever is defined there. So you actually do have to define it for every view. So by using storyboards, it's really easy. Now, see that back button? That's one thing that we can actually say. It says scene 1. One of the things that we can actually do here too is with this navigation item, we can set it to right there for our title, and so forth. So as you can see, placing a header image or anything that you want, you could even place a button or anything, you have to go ahead and hit a view and place that inside of the navigational item. So with the second scene here too, you can also see that that navigation item isn't there as well. So what you have to do is actually go ahead and grab navigation item here, and then you can drop that into there. Okay, now you've got your title. Let's go ahead and change this to scene 2. And then you can do the same thing that we did before. We can go ahead and grab a view, drop that in there, set those view width and height 225 by 44, center it or arrange it horizontally in our container, and then we can go and grab an image view here, drop that in, set our X and Y and our width and height, and then with that we can set our image to header. And of course I forgot to set the view's background color to a clear color, and as you can see, that then shows through. So I hope this helps with everything. This is a pretty slick trick to do. I'll go ahead and run this. If you have any questions, then please post in the comments. I'll be glad to help.